Alright guys, so today I want to talk about another cool Harley Benton product. Now usually when I talk about Harley Benton, I talk about some new cool guitar that they've released or, just some really great value guitar. But today I want to talk about a sort of under-the-radar accessory that is super useful for anybody that owns a tube amplifier. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so I have had this product for quite a while and am just now getting around to doing a review about it. Now this is not going to be for everybody, but for some people this is going to be an incredibly useful thing. This is the Harley Benton PA-100 power attenuator. Now the simplest way I can put it is that this device acts as a second volume knob for your overall rig or your overall amplifier. And what this does, this box goes between the amplifier head and the speaker cabinet, okay? And it's got some inputs and outputs on the back here. But what this lets you do is it lets you turn up the volume on your amplifier really high. Then you turn this knob down, and then it'll reduce the overall volume. So what that lets you do really is it lets you run your amplifier much harder and at a much higher volume in terms of the way the knobs are set up. And it lets you get that really great, super saturated, creamy, really pushed tone from a tube amplifier that you can generally only get if you crank up the amplifier. You can get it with this at a lower volume because you are actually cranking up the amplifier, but you're bringing the sound volume down with this box here. Now the other thing that you can do with this is you can use this as something called a dummy load or a dummy load box. And you can actually plug the speaker output from your amplifier into this box and then not even plug in a cabinet at all. And then you can use this as a direct out box if you're going into like a recording interface or even live into a PA or something like that. So you can just use the head and this, and you don't actually have to use a speaker cabinet at all, as long as you have this plugged in. Now normally with a tube amplifier, not having a speaker cabinet hooked up to it is really bad for the amplifier. In fact, you can melt stuff in the amplifier if you leave it on long enough. But with this here, this sort of tricks the amp into thinking that it has a speaker connected to it. Now of course this is a Harley Benton product, right? So it's super affordable. Some power attenuators can cost hundreds of dollars. This one costs about $65. Now there is, of course, shipping. If you're over in the US, you have to have it shipped over from Germany. And the shipping charge, I think, for a $65 product, the shipping charge is going to be substantial compared to this product. But the cool thing about the, Thomann and the Harley Benton stuff, you can get a whole bunch of products shipped to you and just pay one shipping fee. So that's usually what I do. I kind of wait until I have 2 or 3 products, like a couple of guitars that I'm interested in or something like that. I wait till I have a few products and then I buy them all at once and I only have to pay one shipping charge. Okay, now it's a little bit difficult to demonstrate this product in a video because of course sound volumes don't always come across really well in a video. But I took this out to one of the local rehearsal studios with a tube amplifier so I could crank everything up and really show you guys how this thing works. So let's go ahead and check out that footage and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. Okay guys, so hopefully those volume differences came through in the video. Again, I kind of like to think of this as a second volume knob for your amplifier. And the coolest thing about this is, or one of the most useful things, is maybe you have an amplifier that's like, a 60 watt head or a 100 watt head tube amplifier, right? There's almost no way that you can crank that thing up at home, like in an apartment or a bedroom or something like that, because it's just going to be so loud that you're going to piss off your neighbors, whatever. With this thing, you can turn a tube amplifier up pretty high, but then you turn this knob down and it'll bring the overall volume of the amplifier down to a very manageable level. But it'll do it without sacrificing the tone. So you can get that tone of a cranked up tube amplifier, but at a reasonable lower volume level. So this is a perfect accessory if you want to use a tube amplifier for practicing, and it's also really, really useful in a recording situation. Again, you can plug this in, not even have a speaker cabinet hooked up at all, then you can use this as a direct out box for recording a tube amplifier. So guys, as always, I'll put some links in the video description below if you want to check this out. And I'm going to put a couple of different links in there because depending on whether or not you live in the US or outside of the US, you'll want to order from a different site. And as always guys, if you enjoy content like this and you enjoy videos about affordable guitars and affordable guitar gear, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. And I'll also put some links down there for my online guitar courses and my social media. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up and stay tuned. See ya.